Hey y'all, this is Jessie with our latest episode of Gun Gals Live. We have a fun show planned for y'all and are excited to get to it. But first, let's run our panel. Tonight we have Armintha. How's it going?
It's awesome. How about you? I'm not as cold as y'all are. I know that. Yay.
Yeah, it's cold and my internet keeps kicking me out. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can get through this with no hiccup.
Awesome.
I make no promises though. We also have Stacey. How's it going?
Good. A little cold. So it's going to be getting even colder. But other than that, hopefully my internet stays up. So we'll see how it goes.
Love you, honey.
I'll love everybody more when it's warmer.
We also have John. How are you?
I'm good. I'm also known as Trauma Jock in some of your husband's chats. And so this is my first time on a live chat, so y'all be gentle with the old man.
No promises. Everybody else is going to try it. I'm over here saying no promises.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
You really will. If you would like to join Gun Gals panel, we would love to have you. Shoot us an email at info@gun-gals.com for more info. Before we get started, we want to give a huge shout out to our awesome Patreon supporters, Clover Tack, Ghost Tackle, GA Trucker, Angry Hay Cutter, The Gun Snob, and Gizzard Green. Thank you for your support to Gun Gals. Take it away, Armintha.
Tonight we're doing a chat-driven show, kind of a question and answer type thing. If you've got questions for us, we're going to do our best and run it through the panel. We've got emails out to some different people that, in hopes that some more would join in. We were kind of going to open it up to a lot of different people. Stacey and Jessie are both having internet issues due to the weather, so we were kind of gonna. I don't want both of them to fall off and then me be by myself, because that would not be cool. So we were kind of opening up. This is going to be an odd and different show for us tonight. So I'm trying to get into my email right now so that I can see if anybody has sent us anything. So one of y'all put info@gun-gals.com out in the chat for me, please. Now I know where I'm at, the weather's warmer than what Jessie and Stacey have. Trauma Jock is actually further south than what I am.
It's about 50 outside right now.
See?
Okay, I'm so not liking any of you right now. Literally, when we came home, it was on my car, it said 22. But on the app, it's with the wind chill, it's like 9. And it's
wow.
When I leave for work, I gotta leave here by 5:30. It's gonna be -10.
Yee.
So yeah. So
I'm
looking forward to it.
We're at 35. So he's like I said, he's further south than what we are. So he's even
What town are you in? Or close by?
I'm in Buna, Texas. Buna. I'm about 30 miles northeast of Beaumont.
Okay, I've heard of Beaumont. I keep telling my husband I want to go spend the weekend in San Antonio. I've never been there.
Yeah, I've been there. They have some nice stuff.
I've always heard about the Riverwalk. I want to go there so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So I'll eventually convince him to go.
We are about, 15 miles from Louisiana right here. I'll leave at about 5 in the morning to go down to the Bolivar Peninsula on the coast, and it'll be about 10 degrees warmer down there.
I bet.
That's awesome.
In Corpus Christi, I heard that's pretty too there.
Yeah, that's down around where Matt is. or closer, a lot closer to where Matt is than I am. So I'm at the upper Texas coast.
Okay.
So
Y'all realize y'all are making me miss Texas even more now, right?
you moved up to what, Michigan?
Yeah. Cold, snowing.
Yeah.
So I guess I shouldn't mention Whataburger.
Honey, I love you, but I will throat punch you. You know that, right?
Yeah, I said I guess I shouldn't. I mean, I said I guess I shouldn't mention it. I didn't, technically mention it.
You know how confused I'm making people with my Whataburger tote? I carry it around. People look at me and they're like, "What is Whataburger?" It's only the best burger ever. Hell no,
If they have to
about
ask,
that.
they wouldn't understand.
Exactly. They don't understand none of that.
So I have something to throw out there, and you guys can chime in on, what my niece called me earlier. She went to her. She was like me. She didn't shoot very much, so she went to the indoor range with her husband, and so she had a little bit of anxiety, I think, with the confinement and the indoor range, the noise. She was worried about, whether a bullet would ricochet and hit her. And I guess her husband rented a 40 caliber, and she's not accustomed to shooting, so she didn't really like the gun. So she had called me asking for advice and stuff. So I was saying, well, she probably shouldn't have shot the 40 cal for one. So I said, well, that was what her husband got and stuff. I said, well, I have a 9, I have a 380, and she's asking what my stepdaughter or my daughter has, and she's got a 22. So I said, you need to just come out here one day and just shoot and determine what you like and stuff. So they're planning on coming out hopefully when it warms up a little bit. So, I mean, but what advice do you guys have for someone new to shooting that, besides the obvious, going, shooting a 40 for the first time, but anxiety over indoor ranges with the confinement?
Don't forget to breathe.
Yeah. Because I've never been to indoor range, so I couldn't offer too much advice on indoor ranges. I haven't been to one yet. I started work on Valentine's, so we didn't go on Valentine's.
Well, after we had the Gun Gals Range Day in Garland here, I can honestly say that anybody that is shooting indoor range, make sure you wear a bandana or something over your face so you're not going to be breathing in as much of that dust, because our hands looked absolutely dirty. And that was just our hands. You can only imagine what we were breathing in. And so after that experience, definitely take you a mask or something to wear while you're shooting at an indoor range.
Okay. If it's built properly, they should have the ventilation set up to handle that.
Most of the time they do. The one in Garland says that it does. It's got special filters and ventilation and stuff like that. But there was so much dust coming up and just in the air. It was like we looked like some dirty girls that day. Our hands and stuff were major. You can't pack on enough Purell to clean off all that.
Yeah, most of the ranges now, indoor ranges, won't let you use the, I think it's the Tula ammo, the dirtier Russian stuff, just for that, because it's clogging up their systems.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a very nice outdoor range in Huntsville when my daughter was going to college. I bought her a gun as a graduation present, very early graduation present. There was a very nice outdoor range that we would go to shoot. And I got her a 9mm, and she did very well with it. She actually did very well. Now, they live in a suburb of Houston now, in Katy, and she doesn't shoot very often, but I go shoot with her husband quite a bit. And she still has her gun, and she still shoots occasionally. But it made me feel really good that she wanted one and that she wanted to learn how to shoot it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize there was a range there in Huntsville.
I think it's private now. I think they took it and made it a private club. It's called Abel's. I don't remember what road it's on. It's just a little bit to the north of town. Had a very, very nice shop. They had it was outdoors, but it was covered from the back and the top. And that only caused a problem one time. There was a guy that came in with a Desert Eagle 50 caliber. He was 2 lanes down from me, and I had on earplugs. I usually have earmuffs on too, but that day I didn't. And I have problems with my ears anyway. That's why you might have seen me turning the phone, put it up to my ear so I could hear y'all. And when the guy fired off that 50, my hearing wasn't the same for months afterward. And it was because it was vibrating, it was reverberating off of that 10. It was at the top. So live and learn.
Wow. Well, my daughter will actually graduate in May, and then I have a feeling she's going to move.
Yeah, we're going to be there in Huntsville for graduation. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what day.
I want to say that Lizzie's going to graduate on Saturday, is what she sent me.
Yeah.
So hers will be Saturday. But even at that, that they do several different ones.
Yeah.
So it could be morning or afternoon.
We have a niece that's going to graduate. So
awesome. Awesome sauce.
They have a very nice restaurant that's not too far from the campus. We took Carol Ann and all her friends there when she graduated, and treated everybody to steak. It was some of the best steak I ever had. I can't think of the name of the place. It's in an older building.
Well, as I say, Lizzie took me to one, and it's right there. Right really close to campus. And it was the building actually looked really small on the outside. And then when you got in, it was a little bit bigger, but it was really rustic and set up. They had an awesome chicken fried steak, though. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And I know right there on the strip in front of the college, there's one. And I can't remember the name of these places because we only go when I go. So.
Yeah. Well, Carol Ann graduated in 2015, so it's been a while since we've been there. I suffer from CRS, so can't remember stuff.
Oh, I was like, what on earth is that? That's a new one for me. I call it sometimers.
Yeah.
Sometimes I remember and sometimes I don't.
Yeah. Early onset senile dementia.
Yeah, something like that. So, do we have any questions out there?
No, we have Patriot being funny. My indoor range is outstanding. I never see any dust.
He never sees anything.
I know. That's why it's so funny. But
that's funny. Okay, so I mentioned this in your husband's chat last night, and I know it sounds kind of funny. And I guess because I've started my new channel and stuff, and my new blog and all, that I'm trying to learn some stuff, which is really weird because I feel like I'm sitting down and I'm like textbook learning. I feel like I'm in school again. But I just figured out the difference between center fire and rim fire, which is really silly because when I started learning how to shoot, I shot with the 4-H kids. So I only shot 22s, which are rim fire.
Never stop learning.
I know that sounds a little ridiculous, but I know the basics I know the basics and stuff and basic safety stuff, but when it starts getting very technical, I don't know enough. That they start spouting off all these gun terms, and I carry this, and it's in this, and this, and this, and this, and I'm like, I didn't realize there were that many descriptive words for guns.
It can be intimidating from somebody who's never been exposed to it before. But
Yeah, because I mean, I know very little about guns. I mean, besides going out there and aiming and shooting a target, I don't know the parts. I couldn't assemble or disassemble a gun. I couldn't, and still all the terms are still confusing for me. I'm just like, well, just give me the gun, I'll point and shoot. So I'm still learning. I mean, there's so much where I don't know.
Well, after seeing a picture of it, and I'm actually going to do a picture and I'll post it on my blog thing because I think it was kind of interesting to see it because rimfire is mostly small stuff. You're 22 and I believe it was .17, which I really don't know what that is. So that's still weird for me. Now, I still have a lot to learn because I still don't know the difference between, I know other than the fact that one is shorter than the other, you've got the 22 long rifle and then you've got the 22 short. Other than the fact that one is longer than the other, what is the actual difference?
not much other than 22 short is considerably weaker, but it was powerful enough to almost kill one of our presidents. Reagan got shot with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
Yep.
So
I think it's pretty rare nowadays. I can't remember the last time I saw any in a store.
Of which?
Of the 22 short, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm writing down notes because I do homework. I've learned that when I do these chats and stuff, that when they start spouting out things and I start seeing different things out there, I start writing little notes on index cards. And that's when I go back and I start looking up stuff.
Yeah, users written in there. There's the 22 LR, the 22 long, the 22 short, and the 22 WMR, which is Magnum or 22 Magnum.
Oh, good
There's a
Lord.
lot of different 22s. That's so.
Yeah, and I think the 22 Magnum, I think it has to have its own cylinder that the other ones can't be fired out of. I mean, I've never fired one, but I know that I've seen single action revolvers that had a cylinder that you could fire short, long rifle, and then it had another cylinder for Magnum. So apparently there's something different about it. I don't know that much about it either.
Okay.
So.
Well, I've gotten to where I ask my husband a lot, and because he's so smart and so knowledgeable, but we get aggravated with each other, but it's because once I get to a certain point of learning something, I tell him, like, stop, just stop. Don't tell me anything else because it's too much. I don't want to know right now. And he just thinks I'm being like crazy or something, but it's a lot to process. I mean, like,
you'll retain it better if you learn it on your own.
Yes, and that's why seriously, y'all should see my desk. I mean, I've got little index cards every freaking where where I've been taking notes and learning stuff. So, like the difference between brass. I mean, if you're a wife and you've gone shooting with your husband, I'm sure you've picked up brass before. However,
no, never.
However, it's not all brass. And you have to learn the difference between them. Because there's nickel, aluminum, brass, and steel.
Yeah. And I have learned, we have, kids that our kids go out there and they shoot skeet and stuff. And we usually go make them pick up all the shells. And I have learned that, they will miss one or two. And when my husband runs over it with the lawnmower and I'm out there standing by our little gun table, that that lawnmower will pick it up, and I swear it almost hit me, and it's like makes it a huge, just flying object coming at you. So we try and pick everything up out there for mowing and stuff, but yeah, that lawnmower picked it up, and I thought it was gonna hit me.
Oh no.
It was pretty funny.
Now, Patriot did ask a question. Somebody else asked a question before. Did we overlook it?
Yeah, one was what was our favorite colors?
I don't know. What is my favorite color? I don't know.
Yeah. If you ever seen anything Armintha has or ever seen her in person, you automatically know her favorite color is pink.
And black.
And mine is, if you've seen the color my husband Cerakoted my gun, it's that like Tiffany, blue, robin's egg blue, that real pretty, almost like a baby bluish color. So
I'm a turquoise and black and pink kind of girl.
I was gonna say, you can say you're pink, just because
I'm totally pink, but turquoise and black are kind of my thing.
Just because, like,
and they go good together.
Just because, like, when I got married, the chapel or the inside of the church looked like it was doused with Pepto-Bismol. That doesn't mean it's like my favorite color or anything.
No, never.
Which that actually wasn't. I mean, it was a form of pink, but I promise you there wasn't that much pink at my wedding. That was kind of a Steel Magnolias thing right there, by the way. I just like pink. So.
And the other question we had from Patriot, let me go up to it.
It's, what pistol do each of you shoot best, and what do you actually carry?
Mine's easy. What's your
11? We all know you're. I'm sure it's a 1911.
Yeah, I carry it and I shoot that one the best just because it is my favorite.
So the gun that I actually shoot best, that I love the most, is my husband's Glock 19. Because even now, even with the guns that I do carry, and I'll go out there and shoot the Glock 19, I love it. I just don't want to carry it because it's a bigger gun, and concealing it and all that would be more difficult. But I initially got the shield to carry, and I carried that, which I love the shield. I love shooting the shield. And then my husband got the Glock 42. So I shot it. So needless to say, I pretty much took over the gun. And they were all teasing him because they said, that's pretty much your wife's gun. You lost it. He's like, no, it's still my gun. He said, sure enough, you're going to have a video Cerakoting that gun. So what did he do? He did a video, and a live video after he Cerakoted my gun when I was at work one day. So it's officially mine, which it was always mine anyways. It just took him a little bit of time to let that sink in.
Yeah.
So
I carry the Glock 42.
Okay. So for me, as far as shooting the best, I don't do that bad, I don't think. But I absolutely love shooting my husband's Taurus PT92. It's a 9mm, and I love it. But it's so heavy and it's so big that I would never carry it. So,
yeah, that'll absorb the recoil very well.
Which is exactly why I love it now. And we were talking that, and it's a 9mm, but if I were to go a 9mm in a smaller gun or a smaller frame, I guess is what I'm trying to say, that it wouldn't absorb the recoil as much. So I probably would not like it as much at all. So currently what I carry is the Ruger LCP that's in 380. So that's what I actually carry. So
those are nice.
Yeah, it's a smaller one. It's really nice. So there was another one There was another question. Who asked it? Was it Patriot also?
Yeah, there's another one about
Our grip.
what type of grips do each of you prefer? Do you use grip tape?
Okay, and to me, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know anything about it. I have whatever grip it came with, I guess. I don't know. And I've never used any grip tape. I don't even know if we even have that. My husband might, but I don't know anything about that.
What about you, Jessie?
I'm sorry, what was it?
What was it? Hang on, I gotta find it because it's asking about a grip. Do you have a specific grip you use or like or prefer on your gun, or do you use grip tape?
No, we might have to ask the expert real quick. What kind of grips are on the 1911? Huh? VZ grips. I don't know. It's metal and it's kind of rough. I like it.
Okay. So I don't put any special grips on mine either. Any kind of special grips or anything that are placed on mine is something that my husband would do. That really gets into more technical stuff. And I only really started learning about grips and stuff back when we went to SHOT Show and we were doing some of the range day stuff, and that was kind of interesting. But yeah, I think that's now. I know my husband has a lot of videos of putting different grips on it and stuff like that. And I know if you are somebody that is competitive and stuff, that it could make a difference. But as far as for me, no, that's not something I do. And I don't know that my husband would ever put tape on any of our guns.
I haven't done any of that. I just keep them all stock. I like it better that way.
Okay.
And I shoot my SIG P320 the best, by the way.
We didn't ask him. We're just kind of like skipping over. We're sorry.
We're not used to having guests.
Yeah.
I carry my Smith & Wesson SD40 that Gun Snob Cerakoted the slide for. I carry that in most often.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he did that.
Yeah.
So you enjoying it?
Yes, I did. Very much.
I forgot he did that. So, and we had, if you carry off body, what type of rig do you use? I mean, how do we carry? I carry on. I mean, I have my husband maybe in the waist holsters, and that's how I primarily carry right now. But I'm hoping Femme Fatale is at the gun show to look at some of their stuff. So I'm hoping they're there this time. So, but I don't think I like it much in my purse. I'm afraid of putting my purse down, or plus it makes my purse much more heavier. So I just soon carry on body. So
yeah, I never carry mine in my purse. So.
Oh, why not?
It's hard to coordinate.
That'd be a cool pick, though.
The outfits.
Oh. Now I did purse carry. When I first started carrying, I purse carried. I was very, very aware that I had one on me, that I had a pistol in my purse. It was very, it was like it was constantly on my brain. Like you'd go into Walmart or something and you have your purse, and if you even pull it off your shoulder for a second to get something out of it, I mean, you're like very aware, and you're like, okay, no, I can't just sit this in my baggie. It needs to stay like on me. It needs to be, I can't just, yeah. So to me, that was very, very nerve wracking. So I on body carry now. And I actually have a couple of different options for on body carry. So
when I first started, I was in between the purse and the diaper bag. And
Yeah, you also have
I also have what?
young kids.
Yeah. But even with having young kids, it made me nervous about having it in my purse or the diaper bag, just because kids get into stuff. But at the time, I had my Versa Thunder 380, and so it took the key on the side of the gun that I could lock it. That's the main reason why I wanted that gun, is because I could literally lock it with a key. But I didn't like how the gun fit my hand after shooting it a couple of times, and then I started carrying the 1911, and we went to Tulsa, and I got a bona fide femme fatale corset holster, and that's probably my favorite way to carry now, because I really do forget that I even have it on me.
That's awesome. What I want to look at, because it's coming, pretty soon it's going to be spring and it's been summer and harder to conceal, because I don't like the heat, so I wear a lot of shorts and tank tops.
Yeah.
So that's one reason why I want to look at them and stuff, because, having, in the waistband, might not be as feasible depending on what I'm wearing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. Next is, what type of medical training have each of you taken? So Stacey's training is different than mine, and Trauma Jock's training is different than mine, because they are both out in the. They both had out in the field. Yeah, they've both had out in the field training. So y'all can go ahead and tell them.
Well,
go ahead, Dave. You can go.
No, you go ahead. I'll wait.
I was a EMT, so I worked on an ambulance. I did that for 10 or so years. I did it in Chicago, and I got my license initially in California, worked in Chicago, and then redid my license here in Oklahoma. So, besides having the first aid and the CPR and the CPR instructor card for a while, but yeah, mine was EMS and working on ambulance.
Go ahead, Trauma Jock.
I started working in Port Arthur, Texas in the mid-'80s as a paramedic. And from there, I went to the city of Beaumont. And then from there, I went to the city of Baytown, and then back to Beaumont and finished out my time and retired. And now I work on the Bolivar Peninsula for Galveston County ESD2. And I also have a part-time job with a industrial construction type outfit. But I've been a CPR instructor for years. Before our twins were born, I used to teach pediatric CPR to schools and doctors' office staffs, daycare, stuff like that. I haven't done much of that recently. The twins will be 27 in a couple of weeks, so it's been just a little while since I've done that. But I'm where I need to be right now. Let's put it that way.
There you go. Now, me, I don't have the out in the field training that you two have. So I've been a nurse for, oh my goodness, going on 22 years now. So trauma started back when I was not even in grade school yet. That's when he started.
You feel old.
Well, so I forget that you are that. I forget that you are that much older, though.
Yeah.
Just a young fella. But yeah, no. Let's see. I've been a nurse for a long time. I'm an LVN or LPN, depending on where you live. So, I mean, my training is nothing like y'all's. I mean, we do CPR that we have to know, and we go through that training every 2 years. But I've never been like able to train anyone else. Or now the job I do now is a little bit different because you kind of have to be able to think on your feet and stuff.
You got to keep your head on a swivel too, where you are.
Yeah, definitely. But it's more of a out in the field type job, it feels like, than what I was used to. So, but still not anything like what y'all did at all. So, what about you, Jessie?
The only kind of medical training I have is when I was a daycare teacher. So I can perform CPR and put some Band-Aids on some boo-boos. That's it.
Hey, anything helps.
It does. It really does.
I mean, even just taking first aid or taking CPR is a good thing to do. I mean, I need to redo my CPR. I would love to take another course on it and get certified in it again.
I put my own stitches in one time. So.
Oh, no. No.
I don't have medical training, but I do have hands-on experience that
and
if
that's
it
the
needs
most important
it,
kind.
do it.
Now, don't get me wrong. I can put stitches in, and they are beautiful on a banana. But now, don't ask me to actually do it to anybody. Now, I can give shots all day. I can draw you blood all day. I can do all that. I can start an IV. I can do all that pretty stuff. But no. Mm-mm.
Well, if you ever get stuck out in the wilderness and you happen to have fishing line, if you have a furniture sewing needle, you can pretty much sew up whatever kind of damage you have done.
Yeah,
it'll work.
We'll be applying pressure till I get somewhere. All right. So, have any of us taken any other self-defense training? What is HOT, hands? Is that hands-on training, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
I haven't taken a hands-on training from like a facility, but I have had someone teach me self-defense when I was younger because I needed it.
Okay. How about you, Stacey?
No, I haven't formally taken anything. I mean, I'm just normally mean, so I can pretty much hold my own. But I haven't formally taken anything. I mean, my husband's usually bruised and sore, but but nothing formally.
How about you, Trauma Jock?
Yeah, I've had a little bit. I've had to take knives away from people a few times, had to wrestle some. And some of the techniques that we were taught helped us with that. It's been years and years ago, and hopefully I won't have to use that again. Most of that was in the bigger cities. I think back on some of the things we did. There would be, like major operations nowadays. I remember there was a call where we had a woman who'd locked herself in a bathroom and turned on a gas heater trying to kill herself. And so I didn't put on my bunker gear, and I just put on my air pack and my helmet. And motorcycle cop jimmied the door on the bathroom. I went in. She came at me with the knife. I slammed her up against the wall and took the knife away from her. Kind of held her under one arm and turned the gas jet off and then dragged her out. And nowadays, that would have been a multi-unit response. They would have had smoke ejectors, ventilators to get the gas out. They were probably evacuated, a few houses around. We just did things different back then. Nowadays, if something's remotely dangerous, we wait for PD to go in there and make sure everything's secure. We just didn't think that way back then. Mm-hmm. I've had people, I've had guns pointed at me 3 times.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Well, for me, self-defense training, I worked at a state hospital for 7 years. So we went through what they call PMAB every year. We had to go through this training. So it is a self-defense training. It's actually not really a self-defense, but it kind of is. I know it's a little different, but one of the things that's on my to-do list is to go to one, and there's one that's not that far from us, in Lindale. So I think it's Freedom Defense, and they hold classes every week. So it would be nice to go to one of those, which is on my list to do. So
The best thing that anyone can do is maintain some situational awareness to keep from getting in a bad situation to begin with. And that's the best thing that anybody can do.
I have to do that every day at work.
Yeah.
Every day. Because you don't know.
Scan a parking lot before you get out of your car. Look to see who's around, especially at night.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Since I started working, and we're working on I work with construction now, and with my father-in-law, and we're doing apartments, low income based apartments. They get grants to have them all remodeled, and we got to move some of the people around in there. But it's a bad part of Tulsa, and of course, kind of iffy neighborhood. So it's like always being very vigilant and watching. So, and I can't usually carry my gun on me because I'm doing so much bending and twisting and carrying stuff. So it's usually locked in my car. I'm locked in my console. And, but it's one of the things, I don't want to leave my gun at home because I am in a bad part of Tulsa.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to be more vigilant and, watch more.
Yeah.
I think I've lost it. I know that there was more questions. I'm trying to find out where I was. Chat
Patriot's looking. Patriot says, if you were an awesome son, or had an awesome son, what would you want for Mother's Day? I also think that's kind of, ideas for him to buy his mother something, which is what we're talking about in the chat as well. So, gun wise, what would you want for Mother's Day? Gun wise, he gave her, what did he give her last year? He gave her a gun last year. I don't remember what it was.
The question is, does she shoot it? Does she actually shoot what you gave her? Does she practice?
I think he put on there that she can shoot better than most people.
Oh, wow.
But I think they put some revolvers out there, but I guess she's got some arthritis in her hands as well. So I think he's trying to outdo his gift from last year, but I'm trying to find where he put it, where he got her last year. I think I'm already too far up in the chat. He got her a SIG last year.
Oh, here's one. Do any of you like shooting revolvers?
Yes.
I do too.
They're
I
more
haven't
fun.
found one I like it.
Yeah. Revolvers are fun.
Big Bertha, the 44 mag, she was super fun.
She's pretty awesome. She's pretty awesome.
I got a girl crush on her.
Now I actually carry one of my carries is a revolver. So the question that goes with that is, when y'all carry, and I already know Trauma's answer to this, but Jessie and Stacey, when y'all carry, do you actually carry one in the chamber?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is also a question. Like my sister, I went to Texas with her a month ago, and I had taken my gun, and she was kind of, well, she's come out here and shot before, but she's not, like me, wasn't raised around guns. And besides, the time she came out here and shot some of our guns. But I was taking it off my hip and putting it in my purse for a while, and she was asking me questions on it. She's like, well, what if it goes off? I said, it's in the holster. It's not going to go off in the holster. And,
is there somebody just magically like pulling the trigger through your holster or something?
I guess. Well, she doesn't know much about them. So she's like, well, does it have a safety? And I'm like, no. And she's like, yeah, do you carry one in the chamber, or is it like loaded? And I'm like, yeah. I said, then there's one in the chamber. And so I had to like kind of explain it to her, because she's not, as knowledgeable, because she's never carried. She's never, besides coming out here and shooting, I think that one time about a year ago and stuff. So I had to like kind of explain it to her and stuff. But it's like, well, I don't want to have to worry about if I have to pull it out for some reason, whether the safety's on or not.
Right.
But yeah, my husband, whenever he got me, when I decided I was going to shoot, and he was like, yeah, we're not doing the safety. And he's like, you carry one with the chamber. And I'm like, I'm good with that. So.
Well, I sound really awful, because when I carry my Ruger LCP, I don't typically carry one in the chamber.
No, I think it's a matter of preference. Me, I don't want to be so, overwhelmed or panicked or have to worry about it. I want to know that I can pull it out and I can shoot it and not have to worry about anything else. I know there's no safety on it. I don't have to worry about saying, someone, what if someone says, well, what if, you have the safety on? No, I don't. So it takes the worry out of it for me.
Which I think was one of my big things when I first started. And that's one of the things that guys like to throw out there. Women should carry revolvers, because not every woman wants to carry one in the chamber, or they're not going to be able to take the safety off or whatever to shoot. And I don't even know what to call it compared to and that gets into terminology that I don't know. But
to me, it's like any other skill that you do repetitively. You do it enough times that becomes like tying your shoes. You do it automatically. That's why you practice. So if you're comfortable with a revolver, stick with that. I love a revolver. To me, they're actually more fun to shoot. But I'm going to do something that I've never done before, is quote James Yeager. I don't agree with everything the man says, but there's one thing that he said in one of his videos that I agree with. What you do repetitively, you will do under stress. And it was in reference to the 1970 Newhall massacre where the 4 CHP officers got killed. What they were doing was, when they were on the range, they would dump the brass in their hand and put it in their pocket. They would take the time to do that rather than just dumping it out and reloading. Well, they got into a situation where they're being shot at, and one of them did that and it got him killed. What you do repetitively, you will do under stress. So if you practice with an automatic and you practice coming up with it and taking off that safety, you will do it under stress. If you go to a range and that doesn't let you have a holstered weapon, and you just have it in the bag and have it sitting on the bench until they tell you that you can open fire, that doesn't help you much. Some of you that have land that you can shoot on, you need to practice with your holsters.
Absolutely.
So
I completely agree with that.
Me too.
I do too. I don't even know what was said.
Her internet kicked her out for a second there.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm back.
Let's see. see. What else do we have out there? Do y'all see anything else? I'm trying to scroll from the top to the bottom.
Okay, I was hoping I didn't lose it again.
Ozzy says he makes his own leather holsters.
Nice.
Very cool.
And unknown user says he prefers pocket carry. I do not, but women's pockets are not as big as guys' pockets.
Yeah.
They're not.
Seriously.
Our pockets are basically just wasted fabric because it's
is.
not really going to hold a cell phone. It'll hold a driver's license, but it's going to be bent and tore up.
I do good to put my knife and my lip gloss or my Carmex in my pocket. I do good to do that. If I need to shove my keys in there, I can. But I mean, typically, yeah.
If you can put a big smartphone in your back pocket, you could put a Taurus curve back there.
Now, I have actually heard of people that have, like, a friend of mine at work. She has a holster that is leather, and it looks like a wallet. And her gun actually fits right into it because she's looking for another one.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That being said, I'm just going to throw this out there because it's almost the end of the show anyway. In my logo contest that I've got going on, first place prize, $100. I've got second and third place prizes, and both of those have pocket holsters in them. Just so you know. Yes, just so you know. For my second and third place prizes.
Nice.
So, anyway.
Would one of those hold a 1911? Asking for a friend.
You do realize that a 1911 doesn't fit in any pocket, right?
Yeah, they make Jinkos. Okay, those pockets could fit almost the kitchen sink. That's what I need. I need to go buy me a pair of Jinkos.
You can always just go grab those, kind of like, when I had my EMS cargo pants and I had those pockets on the side, those pockets were big. I bet you can go get you some of those cargo pants that firefighters and all them wear. You could fit them in there easy.
Is there a specific firefighter EMS store that I go to?
Go to galls.com, GALLS.
Yeah, that's a good place.
Yeah.
And there should be places. I know there's places in Tulsa that, will cater to, like, EMS and fire. And I can't remember what they're called, but you'll find places that are even in town, bigger towns and stuff that will cater to them because we got a lot of our stuff through there.
And that's for tactical pants or something?
Kind of like that because, I had so many pockets on my pants. I had pockets everywhere, but it had those little side pockets. And those side pockets are pretty big.
What's the machete?
Okay. Let's see. Trying to see if there's anything else out there.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. Hold on.
Oh, Patriot's telling us not to forget about the Mother's Day question. We will not, Patriot, but that would be a good one for a later show when we actually go over Mother's Day. And discuss gifts. That would be great for Mother's Day. But if you bought her a gun last Mother's Day, how do you outdo that? Seriously.
I just want some flowers and a card.
You just want flowers and a card?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe some chocolate?
Yeah, that'll work.
That'll work. Okay.
You fill up her gas tank, you clean her house, you cook her dinner.
Okay, this is Patriot.
I take flowers to her school.
Hey, she's a mother. She has, obviously, you're a good son. It's not going to matter what you get her. She's going to love it anyways.
Exactly.
So.
And I'm weird because I'm all about some quality time. And if you can cook for me, and there's cake involved, I'm all there.
Sorry.
Are you trying to do a big hint? Are you trying to do a big hint to the one that's, out of the dungeon?
No, he's still in there. We're going to go ahead and wind things down, though, for the evening. Let's run through the panel one last time. What y'all got going on this week?
Well, who are you going to start with?
I'll start with you, Sassy Pants.
I do have my Sassy Pants on today. Okay, so I am That Guy's Wife. You can check me out on YouTube, Gunstreamer, and Instagram. I also have a blog now. It's www.thatguyswifemedia.com. And if you check out my YouTube or my Gunstreamer, there is a video about That Guy's Wife Media logo contest that is going through the whole month of March. It ends on March the 31st at midnight. I am looking for a new logo for That Guy's Wife. Or it'll go for like my YouTube, my Instagram, my Gunstreamer, my blog. It's going to go for everything. So that's what I'm looking for. I do have I've had 2 different people submit entries. I actually have 11 logos to look at right now, but I'm telling you, I'm still looking. So get your entries in. Seriously. Put something out there. I have 3 different 3 different prizes. First, second, and third. First place prize is $100. Okay. Also, I'm going to do a plug real quick. Check out 2afun.com. It's an awesome organization. Check them out if you haven't. All right. I'll pass the mic.
Stacey.
I don't really have too much going on. I mean, we have the weather and I have work and probably a bunch of overtime because they want to get a bunch of houses done. So I don't have as much, but Midnight's about to have a show on, so go check him out. And a huge shout out to Trauma Jock for joining us. This is his first live show.
Yay!
So
he did good.
Yeah, he did.
I did it! Yay!
Totally. I mean, thank you for joining us. I mean, it's been awesome. So, and we appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
And Trauma Jock, what have you got going this week?
Well, going this week, I go to work in the morning and I come home Thursday morning. And beyond that, I don't have any plans.
And people can find you where?
Well, they'll probably see me sometime in chat between now and Wednesday night. Usually they'll find me in Matt's chat or your husband's chat or somebody's chat because there's not a lot to do down there, which is the way I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And Jessie, what about you? What have you got going on?
I am only trying to survive Michigan. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
That's right.
No, I really don't have anything going on. My husband goes back to work tomorrow, and it's just a whole bunch of freezing cold weather.
Texas will always be here.
If this weather don't straighten up and get some act right, I may have to go back to Texas because it's a little too cold for this girl. My kids get stir crazy, and it's too cold to go outside.
All right.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a movie about somebody going stir crazy in the cold? Didn't he kill some people with a hatchet? Like Here's Johnny or something?
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's Johnny.
That did happen. I may have to watch out because, things may go crazy. I might have to move back to Texas sooner. Come on.
All right. Well,
If you're new to Gun Gals, we would like to invite you to our Facebook page. And we are also on Instagram. Real quick, a huge shout out. If you haven't yet, go check it out. Gun Channels is an online 2A community where we can share like-minded members. We stream there as well as here every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And have y'all heard of Gunstreamer? We're over there too. It's awesome. www.gunstreamer.com. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we would love your input for what content you would like to see from the live show and for the rest of our channel. You can share info at gals.com. Good night, y'all, in the next video.
bye.